everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're keto, I'm John. Today I want to talk to you about why I think that it is we get fat or gain weight. But first, if you haven't already hit that subscribe, click that subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified when I put out future videos, because I know you're gonna love the content of this channel, guys. I'm gonna talk to you in just a minute. All right, what's up, you guys? So I've been learning a lot along my weight loss journey, along my keto journey, and I love to learn. That's something that when I'm passionate about something, I really love just figuring out more things about what it is I'm passionate about. So I listen to tons of like podcasts, and I watch YouTube videos, and I'll read articles, and I'll just, kind of try to absorb as much as I can. And sometimes it's difficult because there's so much information out there, and sometimes it's hard to interpret that information. But I now believe, after all the podcast listening, YouTube searching, article reading, I believe that I might have somewhat of an answer to how it is that I got so fat. And I'm sure it's like that for a ton of us, and we're not really at fault for it. And I know that there's people out there, guys, who are going to tell you it's your fault that you're fat, that you're obese, all you have to do is exercise and eat less and this and that. And to be honest with you, I was kind of one of them guys, because I had stopped eating as much and worked out more, and that worked for me for a long time. It was really hard, it was tremendously difficult, so it was really tough for me to understand. Even though I was so fat and I had put on all that weight, it was really hard for me to be like, why can't you just make that same mental switch that I made? Why can't you just click it off and stop eating and work out? And it's just not that simple, guys. There is so many other things that go into play, and it's so much more of a hormonal thing going on in our bodies. And kudos to all of you who have never been overweight, never struggled with it, who have always been able to stay fit and have self-control, if you want to call it that. Kudos to you guys, and also kudos to those who lost the weight. But don't you dare point a finger at those who haven't lost the weight, who are struggling every day, because let me tell you something. It is hard, all right? I've lost over 150 pounds in my life. Well, it's more like 147 by now because we're bulking, guys. Boom. But it's very difficult, and it's not just mental, you guys. There's literally nights. My refrigerator's making a weird noise right now, right in the middle of my video, but that's all right. There's nights I can remember torturing myself to go to bed hungry because I wanted to eat. I was so freaking hungry. And I just didn't understand, why am I so hungry? Why do I have to be hungry all the time? I'm hungry all the time. All I think about is food. And then I listen to all this information. I gather all this information. I figure out, and I'm not a doctor. Do your own research. Never am I going to tell you what to do or what's best for you. This is just my own opinion. This is, information that I've come across in my life that I've absorbed. And it's come to my attention, or I've discovered, that the main reason why I was always hungry all the time was because I was eating so many carbohydrates. And when you're eating that many carbohydrates, aka sugar, whatever, in whatever form it is, you're spiking your insulin. You're increasing your insulin. Your blood sugar goes up. And when insulin is up, it's literally causing you to not be able to get your satiating hormone, which I believe is called leptin. So normally, when you eat, if you're eating fat, and you're eating protein and a low amount of carbs, you're gonna get a signal, guys. Your brain's gonna say, hey, we're satiated, we're good. You can stop eating now. And you don't get that when you're on a high carb diet. And that's why for so many of us, we'd go to buffets, or we'd order 2 large pizzas, or, we would eat all this food and we'd still be hungry, or at least we thought we were still hungry. Our bellies would be full, getting ready to burst. But we would still feel hungry because we weren't getting the hormone. Leptin was not signaling our brain, hey, we're good, we're satiated, stop eating, because insulin was preventing that from happening. And that is why we were hungry all the time. That is why, if you're overweight now on a carb diet, you're hungry all the freaking time and you can't figure out why. That's why, because your insulin's going up every time you eat those carbs, and it's blocking the leptin signal. You're not getting your satiated hormone, so you don't know that you're full. So you keep eating. And guess what? When that makes you hungry all the time. When your insulin's going up and down, you're just hungry all the time, low energy, high energy. It's crazy. And I just can't believe that all this time, you know, there was like almost this miracle diet, if you want to call it that. And that's keto, guys. Keto is like amazing. And I'm not perfect keto by any means. I don't claim to be. I don't think that there's any perfect keto out there. There's keto for everybody. You keto the way you want to. As long as you are maintaining a diet that, you know, allows you to be in nutritional ketosis, you're doing keto. And you know what? Sometimes you're going to get out of ketosis, and that's all right too. You just got to do what makes you happy and what's going to let you sustain this lifestyle. Sometimes I eat carbs. I regret it every single time, and then I ask myself, why the hell did I do that? And so I try to go even longer the next time I eat them. But you know, we're all human. We're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. That's what you have to understand, is this is not a short-term race. Too many people, guys, have a mess up and then they just derail and they just feel like, oh, I can't do this anymore because I made a mistake and I ate carbs. That's okay. I eat carbs sometimes. All of us probably eat carbs sometimes. Maybe we didn't even know it, but it was hidden carbs, you know? So, and for those of you that are super strict keto, never slip, never fall, hey, kudos to you guys too. You're doing great, and I really do mean that. It's awesome because it is tough. But, you know, I know that once all of these ketogenic foods and ways become more available, it's going to be a lot easier to maintain the ketogenic lifestyle that I've fallen in love with. I love to if my keto, guys, so I definitely do recommend fasting with your keto. It just is a tremendous combination of the two. I'm not a doctor, do your own research, but I love it. You know, it makes me feel good, and this life makes me feel good. I know that right now I'm bulking, so I'm getting kind of pudgy and I'm really self-conscious, but you know what? I have a goal and I'm getting strong, trying to put muscle on, and that's okay. I know once it comes time to get in the mindset of cutting, because I'm doing keto, it's gonna be so much easier to do it than when I was on high carb, because I remember what it was like losing weight on high carb. I was always hungry. I was always looking for the next meal, like, oh my God, I just ate. Okay, I can eat again in 2 hours or 3 hours, because that's what we were taught. You gotta eat all the time to keep your metabolism revved up. Man, all this information that we were fed was bogus. It's bro science, whatever you want to call it. It's dumb. It's bogus. It's been debunked more and more every day. More and more research is coming out to debunk it. And now, you know, it's all coming out that low carb, keto, whatever you want to call it, is the way of the future. It's the way you should be. It's the way to being healthy. And I just want to scream that from the rooftops and inform everybody I can who will listen that this diet is not just for weight loss, but there's so many different health benefits to it, and it's amazing what it's doing for people all the way around the world. I mean, it's literally saving lives, guys. A way of eating is saving lives. I don't want to make this too long because I always go on a rant, but I did want to just touch base on this. Now I have a perspective and understanding for what happened to me, why I got so fat, and that makes me get a little closure on closing the chapter on that fat kid and not being so hard on him and saying, hey, you know what, man? Put my hand on his shoulder, metaphorically, of course, guys, I'm not crazy, and say, you know what, it's all right, it wasn't your fault. You know, you did what you could, but look where you're at now, and look how many people you can help by telling them about keto, how much easier it'll be for these people than it was for you. Because yes, I did lose the majority of my weight on the standard American diet, if you will. Anyways, guys, that's all I wanted to tell you guys. I hope you did enjoy this video. Give it a thumbs up, and also comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, you know, your struggles, your journeys in your weight loss, you know, just whatever is on your mind, guys. I'd love to talk to you all. So go ahead and click on that icon. Get subscribed to this channel. You will not regret it, guys. Life's too short, so have a fantastic night.